Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and this time something a little different. I'm bringing you a weekend full of chrome curves and classic style as the Jaguar drivers clubs of the Bay of Plenty and Hawke's Bay roll into Napier for a joint adventure. You'll see these stunning big cats gathering at the Elwood Function Centre near Hastings, then cruising through three incredible car collections, from British beauties to 1930s Buicks and some seriously cool hot rods. Huge thanks to the Bay of Plenty organisers and to all the warm and welcoming members who made it such a blast. Let's dive into the action. So we'll kick off with footage of the members in their cars arriving at the Elwood Function Centre, which was the meeting point for a planned run cross-country into central Hawke's Bay. Give yourself a point for each car you can correctly identify. We'll tell you what they all are a little later in the video. Okay, so here goes identifying the cars. A 2017 5-litre F-Type Jaguar. This metallic blue beauty is the 2013 F-Type with the 3-litre engine. Looking very cool in black is the 2020 XF with a 3-litre engine. Next is the 2011 XK with a 5-litre engine. This is my grey XKR with a 5-litre supercharged engine. Registration AF type is indeed an F-Type from 2015 with a 3-litre engine. Again with a beautiful red paint job, LCR 761 is the 2009 XF with 3-litre engine. The silver convertible ZK ECE is the 2017 F-Type with a 3-litre engine. And this lovely car in dark blue is the 2001 XK8 with a 4-litre engine. Next up, looking great in green, is this 2013 XK with a 5-litre engine. And another lovely green Jag beside it. This is a 2006 XK with a 4-litre engine. And on the end of the row, this stunning white car is a 2016 F-Type SVR with a 5-litre engine. I think most viewers will recognise the red E-Type from 1962 and the 68 XJ6 in gold. Next up is a lovely 95 XJS Jaguar V12 with a 6-litre engine. Beside it another gold Jag, this one's from 2007 and it's a 4-litre XJR. And then last but certainly not least, the 2006 XK with a 4.2 litre engine. This one's a convertible. Beautiful.
Right, we all happy? Can we all face the front, please? I'm running out of film. Hurry up. All right, this time. 1, 2, 3, done. Now
You messed me up, Peter.
The best dressed man. You've got to have the best dressed man. Is there any more? Is that it? If you can't see me, I can't see you. So make sure you've got the view. I want one. Indeed, they all reckon the club for that one. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Video it all, folks.
New friends made and photos taken, the convoy set off cross-country towards Central Hawke's Bay, where we arrived at the Junction Central Hawke's Bay Winery. This is owned by John and Joe Ashworth, who run the vineyard as a family business. John is a former All Black from 1977 to 1986 and fell in love with Pinot Noir during All Blacks tour to France. The group was entertained by John with wonderful stories from his rugby days while they sipped on 7 varieties of wine. After posing for that great group photo, the convoy headed off to Ash Ridge Winery, owned and run by Leith and Tracy Ashworth. Leith is John's oldest son and studied viticulture, he said, because his dad had no idea how to make a good wine. After thoroughly enjoying some lovely wines and a great platter lunch, I headed outside and filmed around some of the Jags parked outside the winery before we all headed back towards Napier at the end of a lovely club run. The group was very privileged to be allowed exclusive access to Dave Mackessy's wonderful British car collection in Napier. We'll work our way clockwise around the main hall here before moving to some of the other halls. We're starting with this beautiful 66 Mark II Jaguar. Just look at the interior. It's gorgeous. What a lovely place to be. The paintwork looks fantastic. My favourite colour, I think. Next up, the venerable Morris Minor Ute. This one's from 1958 and interestingly is registered as being orange. Clearly not now. And either way, it's a beautiful example. Look at the paintwork, look at the cover on the load area. Known as the Big Healy, this is a 1967 Austin Healey 3000 Mark III. I remember as a boy seeing one of these going past, and I thought to myself, I'll never be able to afford one of those. And do you know something? I was right. It's safe to say Dave is a keen admirer of Triumph sports cars, as he has several in the collection. This first one is a 1953 TR4. Absolutely beautiful condition. I particularly love the piping on the leather seats. Beside that is this lovely red TR5 from 1968. And if you can't think what 1968 might have meant, that's the year after the Beatles recorded Sgt. Pepper. Great days, and certainly the epitome of the British hairy-chested sports car. The last of Dave's Triumphs is this 1973 TR6. Had a 2.5 litre straight six engine, delivering up to 150 brake horsepower in the UK PI version. That would give you 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 9 seconds. This 1970 MGB Roadster's grille design was actually inspired by the 1968 Ford Mustang. It was known as the Black Hole grille. The 1997 Rover Mini Cooper was one of the first Minis to be fitted with a driver's airbag as standard. So it can fairly be described as being 1960s charm mixed with 1990s regulation. Now this stunning beastie is a 2010 Morgan Aero 8 Super Sport. Interestingly, the aluminium body panels were superformed. That's a process more often used in aerospace, where sheets of aluminium are heated and literally blown into shape over a mould. Now this cream car is a 1937 Alvis Speed 25. Only 391 Speed 25s were built between 36 and 1940. Unusually for its time, it had a fully synchromesh 4-speed gearbox on all forward gears, a rarity in the 1930s. It also had adjustable shock absorbers on all 4 corners, allowing you to fine-tune ride comfort and handling. This stunning 1937 MGTA Roadster was in fact the first of the series, launched in 1936 and sold until 1939. With a top speed just shy of 80 miles per hour and 0 to 50 miles per hour in about 15 seconds, it was quick enough to feel racy in the 1930s, even if those numbers sound modest today. This beautiful yellow Triumph Stag was built in 1977, the year that marked the last year of Stag production. Total output across the run was just over 25,000 cars, a fraction of what Triumph had hoped for. The Stag's 3-litre V8 engine gained a reputation for unreliability, but much of this was due to poor dealer servicing and cooling system neglect. With modern upgrades, electric fans, better gaskets, etc., today's Stags are far more dependable. Unlike many British V8s, the Stag's engine had a distinctive burble thanks to its unusual 90-degree crankshaft design, something that still makes it instantly recognisable at car shows. This red beauty is a 1958 Jaguar XK150. The 3.4-litre straight-six engine with triple SU carburetors produced 250 horsepower, giving the XK150 a 0 to 60 time of about 7 seconds, astonishing in the late 1950s. This is a 1973 Rover 3500S. The S stood for Synchromesh. It was the first time Rover paired its Buick-derived 3.5-litre V8 with a proper 4-speed manual gearbox, giving enthusiasts the control they'd long wanted. Some 3500S models were assembled in New Zealand and South Africa, making them rare local variants outside the UK. This beautiful 2014 Jaguar F-Type R Coupe packs a 5-litre supercharged V8 producing 542 brake horsepower, good for 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds. The coupe's aluminium body was 80% stiffer than the convertible thanks to a single-piece aluminium side pressing. The 2018 John Cooper Works Mini has a heritage directly tied to the Mini's domination at the 1966 Bathurst 500, where Minis famously took the top 9 places. At launch, a brand new John Cooper Works Mini cost about the same as a well-preserved 1960s Mini Cooper S. Collectors could literally choose between a modern hot hatch or a classic racing icon for similar money. Which would you choose? Tell us in the comments below. This 1973 Mark II Triumph 2000 estate is indeed a rarity. Only between 1500 to 2000 Triumph 2000 estates were built in New Zealand, and it is believed that maybe 50 to 60 survive in total, split roughly evenly between the Mark I and the Mark II. So this could well be one of 25 to 30 still remaining in New Zealand. This 1937 Morris 8 convertible was directly inspired by the Ford Model Y, which had been eating into Morris's sales in the early 1930s. Whilst many of its contemporaries still used vacuum-powered wipers that slowed down when you accelerated, the Morris 8 had electric wipers as standard. This red car is a 1985 Jaguar XJS HE, meaning high efficiency. That brought a redesigned cylinder head that dramatically improved fuel economy without sacrificing performance. Owners reported 20 to 23 miles per gallon on the open road, which was remarkable for a 5.3 litre V12 Grand Tourer. Located off to one side from the main display hall, Dave had a mock-up of a period tool shed, effectively a tool room, including these little model dinky cars. Those bring back memories for many of us that were lucky enough to be there and have a look at those. Lots of old style tools that reminded me certainly of my father and the way he used to go about repairing things. Never throw anything away, he would say. Now, in another side room, here's a fascinating slice of New Zealand motorsport history. This is the Heasley Humber 80, which is the car campaigned by Harold Heasley, who became the first New Zealand saloon car champion in 1960, driving a humble Humber 80. This is a 1953 Bentley R-Type, and this is the car that bridged the gap between Bentley's pre-war traditions and its post-war modernisation. Some historians call it a stopgap model between the Mark VI and the later S-Series, but in reality it was a strong seller. Over 2,500 R-Types were built compared to just 760 of its Rolls-Royce sibling, the Silver Dawn. Compared to the Mark VI, the R-Type had a noticeably longer boot, giving it a more balanced profile and extra luggage space. It was also the last Bentley offered with a manual gearbox as standard. This is a 1921 Dennis Type N fire appliance, but not just any fire engine. This was originally supplied to the Napier fireboard. This engine was stationed at the then new Napier Central Fire Station, designed by architect J.A. Louis Hay, which was completed in the mid-1920s. The building is still there today and is in fact the site of a very good restaurant these days. The engine served through the 1920s and 30s, including the 1931 Hawke's Bay earthquake, when Napier's fire brigade was stretched to its limits. The Dennis was a frontline responder during the city's most devastating disaster. The Fireboard of Napier promoted the 1921 Dennis as a symbol of modernity, showing Napier was keeping pace with larger cities like Wellington and Auckland. Many Type Ns worldwide were still in reserve service into the 1950s, a real testament to their rugged design. So thanks once again to Dave Mackersley for allowing us to look around his collection and for allowing me to film inside as well. Much appreciated, Dave. Thank you. Another private car collection that the group thoroughly enjoyed visiting was the collection of mostly Buicks owned by Neville Smith. Neville was one of the first sponsors of Napier's annual Art Deco car parades. Clearly, Neville's pride and joy was the red Buick Straight 8 we saw, fully restored and in immaculate condition. Really, this was more than just a man cave, as these are often referred to, but rather was a very large shed containing some very special cars. As well as the Buick Straight 8, Neville has a very rare trailer that he tows behind this car, and this was normal back in the day, as cars back then didn't have very large boots for luggage, hence the custom trailer. Neville also had a Cadillac Coupe which he stores for an Auckland owner. These are also very rare. The last of the car collections that Jeff had arranged for the group to see was also in a very large shed and was really different to the other two, as it showcased Lloyd Wilson's 1960s and 70s hot rod collection. Most of these Lloyd built himself, as he's made a profession out of doing so. With many contacts in the USA, Lloyd is able to bring parts in to on-sell to the hot rod community. Lloyd had two dragsters from the States and a very impressive banner on the wall. But I think it's fair comment to say that most of the group, including myself, didn't know a great deal about the cars we were looking at, although we couldn't help but admire the care, the love and the skill, not to mention the financial investment that goes into these. They're quite astonishing when you look at them up close. So many thanks go to Lloyd for allowing us to have a look at his collection, for sharing his passion and his interest, and for allowing us to film inside. Much appreciated, Lloyd. Thank you.